Hi, this is Jim Couri. I'm planning to do a few more tapes before I enter the hospital for major surgery. I believe I've told all of you that I have stage 4 melanoma cancer, which is going to necessitate surgery imminently and then a very lengthy procedure of treatments that will last maybe a year. So I've decided to do a few more tapes before my surgery, and once the surgery is over, even if I'm in the hospital, I'm going to try to do some tapes. Today I would like to address Kenneth Gomez and his attempted extortion scheme to harass me and harass Scamraiders. Kenneth Gomez has been misusing Google, engaging in fraud via interstate instrumentality, which may well be a crime, creating and fabricating absolute lies, bending half-truths in order to gag Scamraiders and me from exposing he, George Pavia, John Siebert, Russo and Burke, and Joe Burke, and the corruption, bribery, and fraud they have been engaged in for a very long time. Now, Mr. Gomez is fronting for these guys. And the reason they're using Gomez is because Gomez is a deadbeat bust-out. So Pavia is paying for these banner ads, all geared to shut us up. And it's not going to work. We have produced documentary evidence of the wrongdoings of these people. Mr. Gomez, on the other hand, is just ranting and ranting like the lunatic that he is to harass us. What makes matters particularly worse is they have gotten to some of the people in the courthouse. Pavia got to Madden, and then Pavia using his in-lawyer. There are in-lawyers and there are out-lawyers. Pavia used his in-lawyer to get to Madden, to corrupt the court, to steal my rent stabilization rights. Now, they've gotten to a referee, Leslie Lowenstein. How can it be that a referee who is a public official says you can't communicate with him? And then, knowing full well by motions that I have made and by documents that I have provided the court and referee Lowenstein, who's the 5th referee on a case that should have been over before it started, since releases were issued in my favor by Siebert and his cohorts. Lowenstein faults me for writing him and calling him saying I'm in the hospital and I'm being operated on and I can't be in New York on October 26th. So what does Mr. Lowenstein do? He still conducts the hearing, and then he finds that I have violated his demand that you're not supposed to talk to him. I guess Mr. Lowenstein assumes that I should deal with him via carrier pigeon. How ridiculous. I called him and left a logical message saying I'm in the hospital, and he fines me $4,500. I think something is drastically wrong with either Mr. Lowenstein or the system. And I frankly think that Judge Stallman is acting in a very curious way. Judge Stallman issues an order demanding that I produce HIPAA forms to Mr. Burke because I have told them repeatedly by documentary evidence and by doctors' affirmations that I have cancer and heart disease. Judge Stallman doesn't want to believe that. He wants to believe that some notary somewhere, recruited by Joe Burke, says that I forged her name on my own documents. But yet Judge Stallman doesn't want to pay any attention to Mr. Burke's compromising referee Souter, engaging in ex-party communications, secreting material evidence, hiding documents that made a big difference to me and the appellate division as to legitimate or illegitimate discovery. Judge Stallman doesn't want to pay attention to that. He only wants to pay attention to the fact that Mr. Burke says I used the notary and forged my own documents. How absolutely ridiculous. If Judge Stallman wanted to spend the time, he could go look up the documents that were signed by me and see that when the referee wasn't around, I went to a notary 2 blocks away from the very office that the gal worked in the mailroom and I had an office in that suite. But Judge Stallman doesn't want to do that. He wants to say that I now have maybe forged a doctor's affirmation. I mean, how ridiculous is this going to get? In the meanwhile, he's allowing Mr. Burke to have more discovery by vacating the note of issue that Burke filed in the first place, which made all the discovery illegal, and not find Mr. Burke of any wrongdoing. Meanwhile, I've got 3 releases from these people. This is justice? This is a joke. This is an absolute charade. But we're going to get to the bottom of this, because now, since this Morehouse, Rockefeller, Playboy Club affair has been exhumed, and the whole scam of the State Liquor Authority has been exhumed, you're going to see exactly how the system worked in New York from the Morehouse days in the 1950s, from the 1940s on Johnny Cruz's days, although Johnny Cruz was involved with the Playboy Club and Judd Morehouse. And you're going to go back further than that, and you're going to go forward into the 60s and 70s with Roy Cohn and Sidney Korshak. I'm going to show you how absolute corruption works, and how the inside lawyers and the outside lawyers function, and how people that you think are respectable really aren't. So I thank you for the opportunity to listen to me. I'm looking forward to providing you with more information on these and other issues, and I urge all of you to please go on to Scamraiders, look at the archives, look at some of the current information we have provided. We've asked Mr. Gomez and his cohorts to answer the charges, not name call, answer the charges that we have lodged against you by documentary evidence that you have engaged in bribery and corruption. Thank you so much.